Idiocy. So are you ready for your big performance this week?
Black bag. Big performance this week.
You got your big performance at the car show, isn't it?
Yeah. Motorbike festival.
Motorbike festival.
Something like that. Yeah, wacky.
Cool. Okie dokie. I suppose let's...
Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, yeah, so we talk about Daredevil afterwards, too. Is that double episode?
Sure.
It
I
fills
can't
the time
remember.
out. I don't think... It was the bank robbery and then
yeah.
the Muse episode.
I can't believe that happened this week. So much has happened in this past week.
Dude, I've barely had time for Marvel Rivals. It's been crazy.
Yep. We can do that. We can do that. Why does it say 17 episodes for fucking Daredevil? Huh?
Oh, I don't know. They're weirdos. Because it used to be that, didn't it? So. Some shit.
No, they've added season 2 in as well. That's why. Yeah.
Weird. Season 2 is 8 episodes?
Must be.
Okay.
Well, that's what IMDb have done.
IMDb more like IMDb sucks.
Oh,
websites. I got him.
All right, let's begin. Welcome back, everybody, to We Talk Film Podcast. I'm your host, Barry, joined by Clayton, as always. How you doing?
Hey, Barry.
How are things?
Black bag.
Black bag.
Black bag.
Black bag, yeah.
I'll
Black
tell
bag. Yeah,
Black bag.
That's what we've been doing. We've been doing stuff. It's black bag. Black bag.
It's top secret.
Top secret.
Bye.
Black bag.
You're just losing
Bag
the
black?
pronunciation as it goes.
Yep.
Close enough, I guess. Yeah. All right. We got a full on episode tonight because we watched the aforementioned Black Bag.
Yep.
We got more episodes of Daredevil.
Yep.
We got a whole bunch going on. I'm stealing your thing because you normally introduce what we're doing, and I just did it.
Out of it today, man. You can do whatever. It's been a wacky day for us. We're working on stuff at the moment, Black Bag, and trying to get that sorted has been one hell of a thing at the moment.
It's been a pretty full on week.
Just a bit.
So yeah, as always, we talk film. A little bit of housekeeping. You can find us on every social medias that's important. Instagram, maybe TikTok if I get around to doing that.
Yeah, we've been waiting.
YouTube.
I need to go
Follow
on
us
my
on
TikTok
YouTube.
grind or whatever.
Yeah.
They do. I don't do the TikToks.
The TikToks. That's how you know Barry's old. He comes with the TikToks. I have a TikTok account. I don't think I've ever used it. I definitely haven't posted anything on there.
Yeah.
It's secondary. But anyway, yeah, you can see our faces on YouTube. Give us a review on Spotify and Apple and all of your podcasty places. We're trying to get the audio listeners boosted, trying to get more and more into there as we bring you all sorts of wacky shit, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of wacky shit, Barry, throw us on over to the newsroom today. Because a lot has happened this week.
It has? I haven't been paying attention. What's been happening this week?
You haven't. Well, we've got a bunch of trailers for some things that I'm really excited to see. The first of which is the new Paul Thomas Anderson film, One Battle After Another. We got a trailer for that.
Okay.
Starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Benicio del Toro, Sean Penn, Regina
that
Hall,
film.
Tiana Taylor, Chase Infinity.
Yeah.
He's looking for his daughter or something. He's got a weird, facial hair, horseshoe mustache thing going on.
Yeah. And he's thinking that he's a spy or something like that.
Something like that? I don't know. It feels like a weird road trippy movie. I don't really know what the trailer was giving off.
Yeah,
I've only seen it once. I was like, all right, sure. I'm keen. I'll watch it. I don't know. They shoot guns a lot in fields.
That's what happens. That's what you do.
So we got that. We also got a trailer for Together, a movie starring Alison Brie and Dave Franco.
Oh, yes.
Sort of like a drama romance thing.
Yeah.
And they're a real couple in real life. So I'm very intrigued to see this because I'm hoping they have good chemistry and I hope that the film's good because of it.
It's giving me really kind of Pet Sematary vibes in its weird way a little bit.
Weird.
Yeah.
It gets weird. Again, another one where the trailer does not give anything away. It's very weird.
Yeah.
I don't quite know what I'm in for, but I'm excited to watch it. I love Dave Franco. He's one of those actors that nobody ever talks about, but whenever he shows up, it's usually good.
Because he's
It's like a
related to
Casey
the other
Affleck.
Franco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always the lesser known brother that I think is more talented and less weird than the main guy. Which is great. No, I'm keen to watch that. And then we also got a trailer for Final Destination Bloodlines. Are you a fan of the Final Destination series?
I've always thought they've been like funny and everything like that, and stuff like that, just to kind of like a sense of humor. Especially like I remember watching the first one as a kid and stuff like that, and being like, "Oh wow, this is kind of like horrifying but amazing." And then they just got more and more sillier. It was just like, "Oh, try to find stupid ways to kill people for a film," and now they've done it. It's connected through the blood.
It's stupid. I haven't seen a single Final Destination film. I might have to watch this one. I watched the trailer and I was just losing my shit at how stupid this was. So I might have to at least watch the first one.
You should watch
before we go into that one. I don't know if I do all
six. Is there 6 of it? This might be the 6th one.
I don't know. I haven't seen any of them. But that sounds like a hell of a commitment for Final Destination. Like, come on. I've only seen the first Friday the 13th. Do you think I'm going to delve into 6 Final Destination films?
I mean, okay, yeah, this is the 6th one. Yeah.
Okay, that's still just as bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's coming out May 16th. I might watch it. I'm a big fan of horror films in cinemas. 25 years after
the original, so, you know.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. 6 films in 25 years? Okay, all right. That's less crazy. But then I thought, you know, I love horror films in cinemas. Watching Evil Dead Rise or Alien Romulus just added to the experience of those films. You don't get that vibe in your living room as you do on a big screen horror film. It's just great. I love it. I'm trying to go see as many horror films in cinemas as I can. So, you know what? I might have to go do it.
Cool.
Next one is we got a trailer for The Ritual. Al Pacino in The Exorcist is what this one is.
Oh, okay. I haven't heard anything about it.
Abigail Collins. Have you seen it?
No.
It's The Exorcist. He's like a priest guy, and there's another priest guy, and there's 2 nuns, and they
without Russell Crowe.
Or something.
No Russell Crowe.
It looks like that same movie. The trailer. He
did like 2 of those films in one year. He did like 2 priest films.
That's right. He did
like Exorcist type films in 1 year.
Yeah.
And I thought they were the same film.
That's why it all blends together. You know what? This one here also feels like the same film.
Okay.
Just with Al Pacino in it for a little bit.
Yeah. Why not?
They're all the same idea. They all have the same shit in them.
He's the guy that's haunting the people. Much like
I don't know if I'll
Hollywood.
see this one.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll see this. I just thought I'd bring it up. You know, it's Al Pacino.
It's Don Pacino.
Yeah, maybe it's
Remember
good.
that? Remember when he did Don Pacino? From Jack and Jill?
That's crazy. That's an insane reference to pull in the news section, Barry. You can't just pull the Jack and Jill shit out this early. That's insane. If I start quoting bedtime stories, that's when you know it's done. You know it's over.
Oh, I forgot about that film.
Oh, I try to. Okay, so the main story this week, the big one that everyone was talking about, Marvel and Disney put out a live stream I was not aware of until it was like halfway through, where they essentially showed a bunch of chairs.
Yep.
It went for about 5.5 hours.
Fancy ass chairs.
Had the internet by its underwear. Like it was gripping and it was yanking and you were stuck there watching it. Like nearly 300 million people tuned in to see this live stream of chairs, in which they announced what is essentially the cast of Avengers Doomsday.
Wow, some of the cast for Avengers Doomsday.
Some of the cast. We'll get into that at the end. I just want to read off these names, Barry, and just hear your thoughts on some of these castings, because I'll read them in the order that they showed the chairs. Okay. So we have Chris Hemsworth.
Yep.
That was a given. He loves playing Thor. You know, I'm always keen to see him.
Yep.
Sure, give him something good after the terrible movie that was Love and Thunder. Then we got Vanessa Kirby, the Invisible Woman. That makes sense. Her film comes out in July.
Yep.
We got Anthony Mackie. His film just came out again. That also makes sense. Sebastian Stan. Film comes out next month. That makes sense too. Letitia Wright, who's Shuri.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yep.
I'm keen to see her. She was good in Wakanda Forever, as shit as that movie was. She was a bright spot.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd, who I always love seeing.
Yeah, Paul Rudd's just, I just want to see more of him pop up every now and again.
And then they threw Wyatt Russell at us.
Yeah.
Spoiling that he lives through Thunderbolts. We got I'm going to mispronounce Namor's name. Tenor Huerta Mejia.
The guy that plays Namor.
The guy that plays Namor, he's in it. Again, another bright spot of Wakanda Forever. I'm happy to see him. We got Ebon Moss-Baccarat, The Thing.
Yep.
We got Simu Liu. They haven't forgot about Shang-Chi.
Yes! He's back for something!
He's back for something. No, I love Shang-Chi.
It's not a sequel to his film that came out like 7 years ago at this point.
Then we got Florence Pugh, spoiling Thunderbolts again.
Yeah.
And then we got Kelsey Grammer, who had previously appeared in the MCU in a post-credit scene.
Yes, he
in
did.
the Marvels, which I forgot about until they showed this chair, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, that makes sense. He's CGI now, he can voice him forever.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on this? Because when they threw Kelsey Grammer at you, you're like, huh? What's going on here? You thinking, is this an X-Men movie?
Well, obviously, like, it being Doomsday and everything like that, I knew, like, what was coming in regards to things. I was just thinking, like, as to which X-Men they were going to add. Well, the previous actors, I thought, are they going to go with the new cast or the young cast, or are they're going with the OGs? Which, if you want to read out the rest of that list.
Okay, next one. Louis Pullman, the Sentry. Spoiling that he lives Thunderbolts as well.
Yep.
Danny Ramirez, the Falcon. He's
Yep.
cool. Joseph Quinn, the Human Torch. David Harbour's Red Guardian. Winston Duke, who is the guy from Black Panther. I forget his character's name. M'Baku, yeah. Hannah John Carmen, who is Ghost. Tom Hiddleston as Loki.
Yep.
Patrick Stewart as Professor Xavier. Again,
he's back again, even though this is the third time.
He's back.
Yeah, he's died 3 times.
He's back again. Crazy. And then Ian McKellen.
Yes.
Who I never thought they'd roll out like for this.
Literally, rolling him out.
Everyone in this film is going to have a Professor X chair because they're all going to need it. They're all 97 or what. Like, this is crazy. Alan Cumming.
Yep. The original Nightcrawler.
From X2, who they haven't done anything with since X2.
No.
Huge, like, misfire from Fox. He'll be cool to see. I saw a video of him, like, doing jumps down the stairs, so he's still, like, a little acrobatic for a guy his age. I love that. He seems enthusiastic about coming back. Then we got Rebecca Romaine,
yeah.
Who is... I'm blanking on who her character is.
Mystique. She's the original Mystique from the original Mystique 3 X-Men films.
Before Jennifer Lawrence took them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. A weird one to throw in there, I feel.
Just a bit.
Considering we didn't get all the X-Men. But I guess it ties into Magneto. If we're having Ian McKellen.
Yeah, you would probably
Mystique in those first 3 films was like second in command for a lot of that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Could be good fun with that. Then we got James Marsden, the big one, Cyclops.
Who has been saying everything in his interviews that he's just like, nah, I'm not coming back. It's like, hey, he's coming back.
Yeah, but when Disney give you a large sack of money with a big symbol, like a big brown sack with a money symbol on the front, you're going to lie to everyone. Like, you can't get away from that. That's going to be interesting to see, because his Cyclops was never the forefront of those X-Men films.
No, and then they killed him off.
They did kill him off in a really weird way. So maybe this will be good. Maybe this will do him some justice. Then we got Channing Tatum back from Deadpool and Wolverine again.
I'm about to make a demo of myself. I'm a secret world. I'm going to talk like this all that long.
I hope he plays it a little bit straighter than he did in Deadpool Wolverine, which was very much just taking the comedy out of it. I hope he does make it a little bit more serious for this.
Hopefully.
That'll be fun. I thought his character died in Deadpool, to be honest with you.
No, he got sucked into a thingy.
I misremembered what happened. They just kind of left him there. That's fine. Then we got Pedro Pascal. Just fantastic. Makes sense. And then finally, Robert Downey Jr. as Doom, which we all knew.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on this lineup?
It is interesting, to say the least, especially
It's
getting
very
the
interesting.
OG X-Men to come back.
Some of the OG X-Men.
Some of the
It's
OG
an
X-Men.
odd-
It's not
an
everyone.
odd bunch, really.
Because, okay, apparently they will be releasing more names as like more information comes out about who else is joining the cast. Because obviously, like the biggest thing is like, where's Spider-Man? Where's like Hugh Jackman's Wolverine? Where's Deadpool? Where's like everyone else type thing that has their own films and stuff like that? And then it's just like, well, if you're bringing back those OG actors, why aren't you bringing back like Halle Berry, the one that played like the Phoenix and everything like that? I still think it is like they're seeing how good Deadpool and Wolverine did, bringing back like the Fox characters and stuff like that, and they're trying to make that for them work and everything like that.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I have more interest at the moment in seeing what comes out of DC and everything like that more than Marvel these days.
Really?
Yeah. Just because like Marvel and everything like that, the only like exciting film now for me that looks interesting is Thunderbolts. But because since they announced this, I'm kind of less interested now because I know those people are going to survive. They have to be there for the next film.
That feels like a misfire. I would have
Yeah.
left the Thunderbolts out of this reveal.
Yeah.
If you needed to throw Sebastian Stan in there, that's fine because they're not going
Yeah.
to kill him off. But yeah, that was like Wyatt Russell and David Harbour and then Ghost. I'm like, come on, man, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
It's like everyone
now we
survives
just-
essentially.
Now Taskmaster's the only one that's gonna die. Like we already know this shit. I think that I would like to see this film without any more names. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it seems like they could save a lot of that for Secret Wars, and I would love this weird odd bunch of characters to just take the stage for this film, for Doomsday. Because
Yep,
it gives
yep.
us some Avengers. Not that many Avengers. It's more of a Fantastic Four film than anything, right?
And
Considering
which
Doom's
is
the
it
main villain.
probably should be, really.
Which it definitely should be.
Yeah.
So that's why I want to see this. I don't want them to put like Doctor Strange and Spider-Man and then the Guardians of the Galaxy and everyone in this.
Yeah.
Maybe they come back at the end, or like we hint at them. A big call gets put out. The last scene of this film is, I don't know, everyone being portaled to Battleworld or whatever they do.
Well,
with
that's
Doom. He
probably,
creates some kind of
obviously
world.
like what it is. It's just everyone's gone to bed. That's how they
And then
make
we
the
see
X-Men
everyone
and
there.
stuff like that. And that's the thing, you can already like
I don't-
kind of
yeah.
tell where the story's going. It's just like everyone's going to Battleworld. Who's gonna survive? Dun dun dun.
Yeah, but that makes sense because if you call it Secret Wars and then you know, yeah, everyone's going to Battleworld, right? That's like how it has to happen. I'm still excited for it. I'm waiting for a trailer. It's gonna be ways off from a trailer. They've only just
Yeah.
started production this week. Who knows? Could be fun. Could
When
could
is
suck.
it coming
Could be
out?
terrible.
When's the date? Because they
next
announced
year.
Next
End
year.
of next year.
Wow.
So it's quite a short
okay.
turnaround for an
Yeah.
Avengers film. But they'll be pouring every resource they have into it, no doubt. So
Oh yeah.
if anything,
Better, like,
they
do
can
good
pull it
work
off.
on their CGI, please. Just please have good
I hope
CGI.
so.
I'm so disappointed in
I
Marvel
hope
CGI
so.
now. I'm just like, oh great, it's gonna be shit.
Oh, it's such a sloppy cash grab. I hate
Yeah,
it so
yeah.
much. Bare minimum. Yeah, all right. Cool.
Yeah.
Ship it. Anyway, shitty CGI aside, Barry, take us on over to our main topic for this week.
Well, on to the main topic of this evening is Black Bag, a great film we've been looking forward to. Well, I've definitely been looking forward to since Steven Soderbergh announced he was making it with Michael Fassbender, who's one of my favorite actors. So obviously, why isn't he in Doomsday? You know. Here's a little clip for that today.
If it is Catherine, do you really think you can do it?
I don't know.
Maybe this is all your greatest game, George.
It's a very dangerous line of work.
I'll say.
Would you kill for me, George? Would you?
Dun dun dun. That's Black Bag, everyone. It's if George would do anything for Kate Blanchett. So the plot for this story is when intelligence agent Catherine Woodhouse, played by Kate Blanchett, is suspected of betraying the nation. Her husband, George Woodhouse, played by Michael Fassbender, also a legendary agent, faces the ultimate test of whether to be loyal to his marriage or his country. And directed by Steven Soderbergh, and has quite a range of cast this time around. And obviously it's Steven Soderbergh doing like everything himself again for this, because he also is like the DP and stuff like that. And he did quite a few things, and I'm still waiting to find out what undercover names he gave himself to be credited for.
Yeah, who knows? Could be everything.
Yeah.
He could have been Michael Fassbender for all we know.
Yeah, it probably was.
Yeah, okay, so Black Bag. I did not know about this film until I saw a trailer for it, and I think it was Mickey 17 that I saw it for the first time. So only recently was I aware of this film. And I saw the trailer, and I had no idea what it was about, really. It gave off a little bit of a James Bondy or The Killer sort of vibe, with some secret agent, like almost like a Mission Impossible, the way that the trailer was lined up, just without all the action. Yeah, the intelligence and the spy stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm keen. Let's check this out. Then I found out that the film's 89 minutes long. Mm-hmm. And I was in. I was like, yeah, all right, I'm fucking in. This is awesome. So I went to the cinema, and I had an absolute blast with this film. This film was just awesome, start to finish. I was so invested the whole way through. It was just so much fun.
Yeah, no, this is like such a fun little like great film, and it's like Soderbergh doing great at being a filmmaker again. You know, like he is very meticulous in how he makes his films and everything like that, and you can definitely tell this is like all him. Everything from the music to the way the cinematography is to the blend of the acting in the blocking, and it's just like it's so like Steven Soderbergh, and I so want him to make another Ocean's film with George Clooney and everything again, to make it something like this, because this is such like a fun time. Like it's such an amazing film, because it's basically like Days of Our Lives, but if you're a spy. Just a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So the whole plot of this film, spoilers for Black Bag. If you don't want to spoil it, go watch it.
Go watch it. Yeah.
Go watch it. Yeah. So basically, Michael Fassbender is one of these really intelligent people working at essentially like an MI6 sort of British secret intelligence agency. Yeah. It doesn't quite tell you what. At least I didn't pick up on it if they did mention what it was actually
NSA?
called. I'm not sure. It was something like that. Security agency, intelligence, yada yada. They have access to everything. They can find anything anywhere. Anyway, so he is working under Pierce Brosnan, which was cool. It was a James Bondy thing. I liked that. With his wife, who is also in the same business. Almost like they're work competitors. They're both working on different things. They share a lot. Who's Cate Blanchett? And then essentially, Michael Fassbender's tasked with finding out who a traitor is amongst their high-ranking people, because someone stole this USB drive with a program that can melt down like a nuclear power plant.
Yep.
And they essentially got to find out who did it. And he suspects it's his wife. He suspects it may be one of 4 other people.
Yeah,
so
this
another
group of
like 6
couple agents and stuff like that. One of them being Tom
2.
Burke. Which was kind
of
interesting.
Recently found out
it's
the
Tom
guy
Burke.
from Furiosa. Yeah.
Because he has a beard in the film.
That. Yeah. So. He looks completely different. So it's centered around these 6 people as they essentially figure out who they can trust, who's lying, who's up to no good. It's great. There's not a lot of action. There's lots of talking, lots of funny dialogue, surprisingly.
Yes. It's very, very Soderbergh style dialogue.
No, I love that. But I'm not the biggest like Soderbergh guy either. Like I've only seen a couple of his films. I recently watched Presence the other night, which he just put out before this one, which was good. But that one dragged. That one was not funny at all, and that one just went on and on. Whereas this just felt way more complete. And I get that he was trying to do something a little different with Presence. That's a whole nother thing. This isn't a Presence episode.
Yeah, he's done a lot of wacky films. I will say that.
I love that. I love experimenting. I love doing different things. But Black Bag was just such a fun, self-contained little romp. Like,
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun with these characters, leaning into the mystery, figuring out who knows what, who's actually trustworthy. If his wife is the traitor, was like half the movie is him investigating his wife. It was so much fun.
Yep.
There's so many memorable scenes. There's just quotable lines and just moments that I laugh at thinking about, like the steak knife dinner scene and
Yeah.
like the therapy office scenes. Like it's just great. It's made of these great little moments put together in such a tight package. It's 89 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, this feels like the kind of movie that would be 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and would just drag.
Nope, but
But
he
no,
just
there's
compacted
no
that
filler.
together. Yeah.
No, there's no filler in this
straight
film.
to the
I
point.
love that. I love that so much, Brian. I'm sure you will too. You've been talking the past few weeks about how you want a short movie like this.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
So I'm assuming you're going to give us a high rating just on that.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, I've been looking forward to this film. I knew it was going to be good as soon as they announced it. I was just like Soderbergh and Michael Fassbender teaming up because they have done a film together in the past. I can't remember what one it's called, but it's something like 15 years ago or something like that. They did a film, but that's the thing. I've always been like a Soderbergh fan ever since the original Ocean's trilogy. I love like Aaron Brockovich as well. Like that's such an amazing film, and I Lucky Logan and everything like that, and like The Informant and the other thing as well. And this is what I always find funny. He's also the guy that made Magic Mike.
Yeah.
Which is just the one weird thing about like, his resume. I was like, that's right, he did do that. So he has done everything.
You take Magic Mike, Presents, like Ocean's 11, and then Black Bag, and you put those four together, and you just get an insanely varied repertoire of this man, which is great.
You do.
Okay, so I want to talk about Michael Fassbender in this film because watching the trailer, I thought that this is just a sequel to The Killer. This looks like The Killer. This feels like The Killer. His character feels like The Killer. It wasn't quite. It had similarities to him. Of course, they were both pretty meticulous, cold sort of characters.
Yep.
Very intelligent. I could see that, but he played it differently enough that it didn't feel like that, especially towards the end.
Yes. Yeah.
The stuff with the wife and that really helped give him a different edge. So that was good. I was scared that this seems like a recurring role for Fassbender now.
Yeah, and that's the thing because since
success of The Killer,
there's no like action in it. He does no action like whatsoever in this film.
He literally nothing. He fishes.
He's basically like
action
an information guy. He's the guy in their agency. He's like basically the best in the business. If you want to find out something about people or you don't want to find out, he's the guy that will find it no matter what, because it happens throughout this entire film so many times where he's like figuring out things, and even earlier before it all happens where he thinks his wife is like the suspect and everything like that, he then starts talking about other people's like backgrounds, and they're like, how did you know about that? Like, you weren't meant to know about that. And that's how he kind of gets in, like, threatens people to, like, find out information about his wife. And it's just like, wow. Like, that would be honestly creepy. To, like, hear, like, oh, you did that today. I was like, what? How did you know?
The other person that we saw it with called this Receipts the Movie. Because Michael Fassbender had everything ready to go. Yeah. There's a couple moments in this film where someone lies to him or tells him something. They'll be like, no, I didn't do that. And he goes, actually, you were here. This is the name of the hotel you were at. This is the room you stayed in. This is the time you left for lunch that day. Just off the top of his head.
Yep.
And they're all like, oh, shit, this guy's mental. Like, you can't hide anything from this guy. It's great. And I love it. And I love watching him figure out who's lying, who's telling the truth, and piecing it together as an audience, as he does, as we go along. Yeah. The film itself gives away who the bad guys are pretty early on.
Yeah.
To be honest, Fassbender doesn't know it, but it gets to a point where we do, and then it becomes more of just a how is he going to figure this out, rather than who did it. Yep. Which I feel like is the only sort of letdown for me. I would have liked a little bit more mystery for us as an audience, which, considering this whole film is built around a mystery, and we know how good he is at like figuring stuff like this out, it would have been really cool to be as stumped as he was
Yep.
for most of this film, or at least it seemed like stumped.
Yeah.
So I feel like, I don't know, how do you feel about like giving away who the bad guy is and
Yeah, well,
what
that's the
plan
thing, because there is
pretty
like
early on?
a turning point, I suppose, like halfway through when he's trying to figure everything out, where he kind of gets framed a little bit, where they like make it look like he's one of the bad people and maybe he's behind it all and stuff like that.
Not really.
Well, that's the thing, because he's the guy that did like the radar search or whatever and like told the girl to do it or whatever. And so he starts freaking out when he's in that meeting.
They blow that off in like 2 minutes. I don't think they like.
But
It was a short-lived switch up, if anything,
They
because we
start,
know what
like,
he was doing.
thinking he's doing stuff, those people, the bad people, and then like they also trying to get him to work against his wife, and then the wife trying to work against him, but then obviously being together or married and everything like that, they just start fucking around with people because they both know what's going on now and everything like that. So okay, so how do we get back at those people? And then that was kind of like good towards the end part again, because obviously like if they don't go about it a certain way, obviously they wouldn't have a career and stuff like that, and then the wrong people could get away with this type thing, because it was obviously like higher up people and stuff like that.
Yeah, the movie's almost bookended with these 2 dinner table scenes with the 6 people going and having a conversation. The first of which they get drugged up with like a truth-telling serum, I want to say, and that is hilarious. They're all just spilling each other's secrets and just having a good time. And then stabbing hands with steak knives. That was pretty
stuff
funny. Like that. And then at the end is obviously where we get like a big confession from the bad guy. The gun is pulled. Like that's where their plan comes through.
Yeah.
In the end, but yeah, I see what it was doing, and I enjoyed this film. I wanted something a little different.
Yeah.
Of it, especially because I didn't really know what I was getting into. I would have liked a little bit more mystery.
That's the best thing is I would have liked to known it was like, oh, it was this person like in the last 10 minutes or something like that. Like to really figure out, but like you already go halfway through and you're just like, well, that's definitely one of the people, because that's the thing. There is multiple people involved in this situation, but obviously there was a couple of 2 main guys essentially behind it, and then like halfway through the movie, you're like, well, he's definitely one of them. They're definitely one of them, type thing, and then you're like, it's basically like you figure it out and everything like that. Quite early on, and it's just like, yeah, that does take away that part of it, but then like it was also like, you could see what Soderbergh was trying to do, because he was just like, all right, well, basically like our main characters know who it is already now, and so do we as an audience. It's a matter of like trying to get rid of them in the best way possible without making them look like the bad guy, and try and do it like their super spy way.
Yeah, I know, I get that. It just I don't know, it feels a little, I don't know, I would have liked to see more of like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith vibe to the couple, because that's kind of what you feel like is going to happen, is they're going to be at each other's throats. They just kind of talk it out and resolve it, which I guess makes sense because they're both smart people and they're a good couple.
They're both reasonable people and everything like that.
Which I love as well, but it feels like if this film was almost a split perspective and we're following both the wife and the husband, and they're figuring things out, and we're not quite sure which one of them is up to no good. Like if they hide some of that, where we at points think, oh, maybe it's Michael Fassbender's character, or maybe it's Cate Blanchett's character, and we kind of go back and forth that way, rather than just telling us that it's this other guy. Like 40 minutes into the movie, like I would have liked that a little bit more. But this is also just like a tiny little package. Maybe the film itself didn't really have time to explore that, at least not in the way. Well, I know that this seems like the film that Soderbergh wanted to make, but
did it that way, because that's been done so many times before.
It would be a different movie.
It would be like basically a generic spy film as well, and obviously Soderbergh wanting to be like different. It's just like, oh, okay, like I see what he was trying to do, and like it would have been cool if he did it like this way, but lean more into mystery a bit more, like behind it.
Yeah.
And like what you suggested, it would have been actually kind of cool to be like, who could you actually trust out of the two of them type thing. But then it's like, oh no, we're a happy married couple and this is how things. And the one thing I do like throughout it, even when he's like trying to investigate his wife and everything like that, and people were asking him, the one that he's blackmailing and stuff like that. So he's like, how does this like relationship, how does it work? Why do you have such like a good relationship with your wife and everything like that? And then they're like using satellite imagery to find her location and everything like that. He's like, this is how it works. This is the reason why it works, because I check in on her to see what she's doing. She checks on me to see what I am doing. This is how we have a happy life.
Sure. Yeah, it's wacky. I thought the couple dynamic was surprisingly good. I'm not a big Cate Blanchett fan. I don't think I've ever seen her in something that I've really enjoyed her role. I thought she was okay as Hela, but that's just kind of because she was just a one-note evil villain.
Yeah.
In this, she's very one-note as well. But it kind of matches because Michael Fassbender's character is also similar.
Yes.
Like, you see that vibe straight away.
Yeah.
They're always in control. They know what's happening all the time. So that was fun. The movie's not really about them. It's kind of about this group dynamic.
Yeah.
Which was surprisingly enjoyable. Like I mentioned, the dialogue in this film is surprisingly funny. There's lots of really good jokes and just moments of...
Yeah, it's very very real in a way, a lot of their dialogue, because even at one point when they're talking about the USB device, and they're like, why the fuck did we make that?
It gives off almost like a workplace comedy vibe in some parts. That was hilarious. That scene is brilliant. Pierce Brosnan tells him about the USB drive and how if he plugged it into a nuclear power plant, it'll explode, like, implode the thing. And then one of the guys who works there's like, why the fuck would we make that? And that, I laughed so hard. That was great. Because you see that a lot in these spy movies where the government makes this one button that can blow up the world. And you think as an audience, like, why the hell would you make that? That's so stupid. And just to hear characters ask that question, it felt refreshing because you don't see that. I don't think I've ever seen that in a movie like this, which was great. I loved that. Okay. Anything else you'd like to talk about on Black Bag? The soundtrack was really cool. I dug the music for it.
Really like that. Like, I think we're 5 minutes in, and you just like lean to me. You're just like, oh, this has such great sound mixing. And
hang on, let's talk about that.
And everything like that. And that's the thing. As soon as like the music started playing a bit more, I was just like, yeah, this is like very much Ocean style music. I'm just like, because if you go back and watch those films, everything like is on beat. And a lot of the montage scenes are on beat with the actual music itself and everything like that. So I'm just like, yeah, this is great.
Yeah. It's very jazzy. But no, sound mixing. I'm glad you mentioned that because I brought that up.
Yeah.
In the cinema, and I'm not sure if it was just our cinema experience, this was probably the best mixed film, audio-wise, that I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
To be honest, as far as I can remember in terms of cinema experience, like everything was clear, dialogue levels were perfect, music was not overpowering, but it was still loud. The surround sound was utilized perfectly. You could hear things going off behind, you could hear talking, clatter. And it was loud and it was like perfectly mixed because when they were talking, you could hear it clear as day over everything else. There was not one time dialogue was low and music was loud or sound effects were too loud. Like it was brilliantly mixed and I'm incredibly praising that. And I'm not quite sure if it's just our small cinema that we're in. I don't know if we saw this in a bigger cinema, would it be a different experience? But props to the sound mixers because this was awesome. It's so refreshing to see a well-mixed
guy that did the music
film.
for this was David Holmes. He's the guy that did the Ocean's films with Soderbergh. That's why.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. The music was good too. I'm talking more on just like an audio level. Awesome. No, I love that. It gets like an extra point for me because of that. Because I love sound. Sound is 50% of a film.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay. Well. Black Bag, Barry.
Black Bag. I'm just going through the cast and crew now because I was just like, I wonder if IMDb. I wonder because Soderbergh has a thing with a lot of his films and everything like that where he doesn't put his name in for what he actually does and everything like that. Because I was like thinking, was this composed by him? Probably. I'm still not 100% sure on that. But the cinematographer, right, in the credits, it says Peter Andrews. It was done by Soderbergh. Editing was put as Mary Ann Bernard. It was actually Soderbergh who edited the film. I don't know why this guy
just using
does
fake
it.
names,
He just
or are
uses
these real
fake
people?
names. No, these are just fake names. Maybe they're like the real people. I don't know, type thing. But they don't have anything else like in film industry wise or whatever. By the looks of it, and it's just like he does that.
Why?
For a lot of his films, I don't know. I want to try and find like
you can have more than one role. On a film.
You can just put your name down.
Okay.
I think maybe because he wants to be a spy. Because you go back through a lot of his films, they're either very spy related or like very
okay.
like,
you know what?
I
vibe with that.
Yeah. So maybe he is a spy for all we know.
Maybe. Okay. All right. Well, I think we should move on to final thoughts and ratings for Black Bag.
Yeah. You want to go first?
Okay. I liked it. It was a good movie. No.
It was a good movie.
No, this was genuinely a great experience. It was so short and sweet. It was such a refreshing film. Audio was mixed amazingly. The performances were well enough that it carried the movie. The ensemble cast, I feel like, did a great job. It was no like standout roles, but as an ensemble, it was amazing. Soundtrack was great. I loved the jazzy vibes. It was shot really well. Everything that I saw looked good. The story itself was pretty well rounded. It felt realistic. It was just good. It was a great spy thriller. It's just a refreshing new take on a spy thriller. Thriller. I just would have liked a little bit more mystery. So I'm sitting on an 8 out of 10. I think for this. An extra point for the amazing audio there included. So yeah, 8 out of 10 from me.
Yeah. Well, actually, like this is definitely like, as I said from the beginning of like this review, it's like Soderbergh like is at his peak in this film. Like this, you can clearly tell it's his film from beginning to end, and it's great. And I'm so thankful that it's a short film that was just compact, its own little story. If it was any other person, this would have been over 2 hours long and dragged out. But it's straight to the point, told the story as of what needed to be. And yeah, just everything from that's the thing, the cast worked so well together. Like it felt very dynamic, and how they all worked and intertwined with one another, and how the spy things and their business all worked, and kind of like how their family life, well, not family life, but how their lives worked being spies and then coming home from that. And there's a very good like character in this. I think it's Clarissa's character. She says it. She's like, "Oh, I can't like go date other normal people because I'm a spy. I can't tell them anything." So it's kind of like, how would a spy live their kind of life? And it felt really real to all that. But yeah, it would have just been nice to have like a bit more of a mystery behind it, and that kind of dynamic to be like, wow, like that. I was not expecting that type thing for this type of film. But yeah, like I say, I still enjoyed it. Everything was great about it. Like I probably got to give it 8.5 for this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know that you enjoyed this, and you're a Soderbergh fan, so that makes complete sense.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Yeah, it's still like if it had that wow factor to it, it would have been like easy, like a 9.5 to it. But it just didn't like have that to it. Even though like I still watch this again and everything like that. But it was just like we were expecting how this was going to end, like halfway through the film.
Yeah. No, it definitely doesn't hide anything from us, which is weird for a spy movie. But it's also cool for a spy movie because it just feels more like a workplace movie. I don't know. It's a weird vibe to pitch it that way. Now that I'm saying it, but it just kind of works for the film. Yeah. This is one that I don't know I'd revisit. But I'm glad that I watched it. It's one of those 8 out of 10s.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, cool. Well that's it for Black Bag this week. We're gonna talk about latest episodes of Daredevil. I say episodes because they gave us 2.
Yes, because
for some reason
one of them was definitely a filler episode. That's why.
But it just felt weird that they gave us 2. Did we know they were giving us 2 this week I
don't think so. I think they were just like, maybe because with one episode, I feel like they were kind of worried that a lot of people wouldn't like it because it was very much a filler episode. So that was episode 5 with interest. So we'll start with that one first, which is basically like, day where like Matt Murdock has to go to the bank, try and sort out the loans for his business. So it's him being basically a normal guy. And then like obviously the bank gets robbed and everything like that on St. Paddy's Day of all days. And they get robbed by Irish people as well. Irish ain't looking too good at the moment.
Taking their gold. That was a little funny. Okay, so this episode, Matt Murdock's in a bank. He can't do any Daredevil shit. Yeah. But he's trying to do Daredevil shit. But he doesn't have a suit.
No.
That's a hell of a good concept, I will say. Yeah. I think this might have been my favorite episode of the entire series.
Really?
People call it... and I know that sounds surprising because it had some really low lows, especially at the start. But once it got into the robbery... Yeah. Like, I was in. Like, this was awesome. I was so invested in the whole idea of him trying to help people as a vigilante without anyone figuring out that he is Daredevil. Yeah. So he's sneaking around. He's trying to have everyone think that he's still blind while he's being led around by these goons. And I loved that concept. The whole stealth that Daredevil was forced to do. That was great. I love that. We get a reintroduction to Kamala Khan's father as well. In this.
That's right.
A character I did not think I'd see in a Daredevil show.
Especially it was a bit surprising.
It's a bit of a weird one to throw in there. Like, I was okay with it. He's not bad in it by any means. He was forcing the Kamala Khan stuff on us a little bit hard, I will say. Oh, look at this Funko Pop. My daughter Kamala. Oh, she's here. My daughter Kamala. Like, he says my daughter Kamala about 4 times in this episode. It's like, we know who you are, man. Like, you just sit there and you do your job. You maybe mention your daughter once and we're like, okay. You don't have to shoehorn that into us. We know who you are. But then he just doesn't do anything after that, so that was fine. The goon guys were pretty cool. The Irish dudes, they were smart. They weren't like stupid robbers, which I liked as well.
Yeah, they were actually like set up by people. Yeah, hired by an unknown entity, which I think will come in full return.
We don't know yet. It's probably Wilson Fisk, but we don't know yet. It could be anyone. Maybe it was Kamala Khan's dad. We don't know. Now that'd be a fun plot twist, actually. He's behind it.
Dun, dun, dun.
This also has what is probably the most brutal scene of the show as well, where he curb stomps a guy's leg and snaps it.
That was a thing. That was a thing.
That felt out of nowhere for this episode, which was actually kind of chill for up until he decided to just fuck this one guy up.
So basically, it's I think the shortest episode this season so far. Like it felt quite short. Anyway, and like after obviously the robbers leave and everything like that, because Matt figures it out and he breaks into a safe just by hearing all the clickety clanks and stuff like that. Which
that was cool. I'm
looking at that. I was like, man, I wish I was him. that would be so cool. And then basically like the police raid in and stuff like that because it was like, get in there, more hostages, blah 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 blah. And it's just then like, he goes and follows a guy that gets away or whatever. And then just out of nowhere, he's just like, I'm going to fuck you up. And so just starts beating the ever-living shit out of him. And then, he has his legs straight out. And then just fucking just jumps on it. Yeah, like literally jumps in the air and just all his force onto his one leg.
Ouch.
I was like, I feel sorry for that stunt performer.
I wonder if that shot was in this original series or that shot was a reshoot, because this feels like one of the Crime of the Week episodes from the original things that they shot, right? It feels like remnants of that. At least I think it is, because it's a standalone sort of thing. I'm wondering if that one shot with the shock value jump on the leg snap thing is a reshoot. I'm not sure. It could have been a moment of cutaway shock in the original version of this show. It made me look away, which is very uncommon for a Marvel show. Ouch! Straight out of Novocaine. Bullshit. Ow. Okay. So that's pretty much it for this episode. I know you didn't like it as much. You thought it was pretty filler. I liked it a lot. just because it was
so
different.
it's still even though to me it felt like filler, it's still better than any other filler episode Disney have done with all their other shows. It actually still had purpose to it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This episode was better than Echo and Secret Invasion combined, like the entire runs. So
Facts.
I love that. No, but this was my favorite of the series. And then the one that followed it had moments that were good. I didn't like it as much. I liked maybe the last 10 minutes of this, and that's kind of it. It was it was just building up to this, which is him essentially building up to putting the suit back on. And going after Muse, while Kingpin is assembling an anti-vigilante task force, which definitely seems like just some bullshit to get a armed force of his own. Which I love the Kingpin stuff.
So
I think the Kingpin stuff is working a lot better than the Matt Murdock stuff at this point. I don't know how you feel about that.
At the moment,
it feels more consistent.
Yeah, it feels like a lot of Matt's stuff and everything like that, and the Daredevil stuff feels like that was obviously where the reshoots and all that major stuff happened. And that's where now I know in the coming episodes I'm looking forward to it more, because more of the coming episodes are just the reshoots now.
Yeah,
it's not crazy. It's not the original stuff.
They'd only shot the 6 episodes of the original, so technically, unless there's some stuff they've shifted, most of what we see from this point on should be
all
new.
The new stuff. Yeah,
all the new stuff should be new, which I hope is good. I hope it's not bad, because then I'd be like, oh shit, maybe we should have got the original version of this, which would be honestly really funny if Disney somehow had a really good hit and they just changed it. But yeah, no, the Fisk stuff is working really well. I love seeing Vincent D'Onofrio as that character. He's just so enticing when he's in a room.
Was it this episode? And I might have a little bit of a theory of my own with Fisk at the moment. I think it was this episode, or the episode before with Fisk, where you know how he puts on a suit and it's too short. It rips.
That's
because he's too little.
That
was this one. Okay,
yeah. No, he's too big. He's too big.
He's too big. Yeah,
too big for it.
Yeah.
What's your theory?
I think he might be dosing himself with something. He might be using some stuff, or he's doing something to himself to make him. Because that's the thing in the comics, Fisk is a massive guy, incredibly massive.
Bane him?
That's what I'm thinking. I think that was a hint in this week's episode, because I was like, why would you bring attention to that? That was such a weird moment for me.
You might be right. I think it was just calling back, because he is eating a lot more now that he's come back to being the Kingpin. We've seen that in the scenes with Alan.
Yep.
You might be right. He might be just getting big.
He's just getting bigger.
I don't know if he's doing something or he's just getting big. Maybe they tie that in with his experience with Echo and all the mystical shit that happened to him there, because he survived a couple gunshots to the head. Clearly he's not just a normal guy. Maybe they could throw something stupid at us and say he's a mutant.
Or he's just getting stronger again and stuff like that. He's getting back to his full health again.
It would get to a point where he'd look pretty silly though.
Well, that's
he becomes a giant CGI guy.
Yeah, beyond the Spider-Verse.
Essentially, he'll end up looking like Juggernaut in Deadpool 2. That sort of.
Yeah, honestly, don't almost that big. Just make him look.
It's big enough. He'd have to be.
D'Onofrio is, yeah.
Yeah, he'd have to be kind of CGI'd a little bit, especially in some.
Just give him some padding. Just give him some padding.
That's a cool theory.
Yeah,
I'm sure they're padding him up. I think that's fine. I think that's a fair assumption. They're going to pad him up. Okay, we get Daredevil back in the suit.
Yes, we do.
He goes after Muse because Muse has kidnapped
6
White
episodes
Tiger's
in, he finally puts the suit on.
Yeah, which is crazy, but also I'm kind of okay with it. Because most of what we got has been pretty good. Puts the suit on, immediately brings the beat down on Muse, who's a surprisingly good fighter himself.
Yeah.
He's nothing like comics Muse, but he's cool.
He's cool.
I'm kind of digging Muse, as considering he doesn't do much, really.
No, not kind of there as generic serial killer. I paint and I kill people with blood.
Do you think he's going to have a bigger role, or do you think he's just going to become a guy that they stop and then he goes off the Kingpin?
I think he's just going to be a guy that they stop. I feel like it's just going to be one of the low things, because I do know at some point before the end of the season, Bullseye comes back into play. You also
he
got
gets that. That makes sense. Yeah,
the
Frank hinted at that too.
Fisk and his squad of the people and stuff like that they have to face.
Task
And
Force
we
guys.
also, the task force guys. And we also know that like Punisher will be at some point during the season will be fighting with Daredevil. Obviously, I would say against those guys, but there's still quite a lot to do in 3 episodes.
It is a lot. Okay, so 3 episodes. Next episode's probably him going after Muse.
Yep.
Whether he gets him on this one or the next one is a.
Or they might even say that to season 2. He might get away.
Do you think they'll keep Muse around for that long? I don't know if they will.
Maybe.
I think he's a one and done sort of villain. If they're gonna,
you never know. You never know. It's Disney. It's
true.
Disney.
That's true. We've seen weirder shit happen. Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of okay with either way, whatever they do with Muse. He's not like selling me on anything, but he's also not like scaring me away from an episode. Then we need an episode with Daredevil and Punisher teaming up. I'm guessing that's probably end episode.
Yes.
Maybe the episode before is him fighting Kingpin alone, because I don't think Punisher would be involved in that. And then last episode is him and Punisher fighting the vigilante guys.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I feel like that's a natural progression across 3, but who knows? The way they've reshot this, it could be weird.
I would say the final episode is going to end on something major, just because of the reports that are coming out of the production of season 2 at the moment.
Let's talk about that. We've seen some set photos. I forgot to bring that up. The Vigilante Task Force make it to season 2. They're still around. They have more money and more gear in the second season. Yeah, that's cool. I kind of like that. That's just escalating more and more. We get double D's on the chest. We get the black suit.
It's happening.
Ooh.
And it's like not little double D. It's like big on the chest.
It's proper.
It's proper.
And it's like, you could have done that from the start. It looks just as good. Why are you shying away from this? It looks awesome.
I love it. It looks amazing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're going to get. We've only got a couple days till the next episode.
Yes. Yep.
Ooh.
So we're looking forward to them.
Okay.
So that's Daredevil. That's it.
That's Daredevil.
We got 5 minutes. We got 5 minutes for our quiz game. All right. You may have thought I forgot about our quiz game because we didn't do it last week.
I forgot about the quiz game because you.
But
shit. Oh no.
We're back again, everyone. We're gonna do this nice and quick. If you want to play along at home, you can leave your answers down below. All right, Clayton, are you ready? Now these are all Soderbergh films, so I'm gonna make this nice and easy for you.
Okay.
All right.
Remember when I said I haven't seen a lot of Soderbergh films?
Yeah, exactly. So you are permitted for hints this week.
Okay. I get hints this week.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right, I'm going to start it off nice and easy for you. This is probably the easiest one I can think of. A bunch of good-looking criminals commit the most casual heist ever.
Ocean's 11.
Bingo bango. Where's the button?
I was like, hey, is there another one that he did that's exactly the same? You scared me from him.
I could have did Ocean's 12 or Ocean's 13.
I don't know this filmmaker.
All right, so let's...
Did he? Oh, yeah, see, that's bullshit.
Yeah. A small town woman takes on a massive company with the power of sass and legal loopholes.
You've already lost me. I'm going to need a hint on this one.
I talked about this film earlier. I said it was one of my favorite Soderbergh films about a lawyer lady.
Erin Brockovich.
You got it.
That's one of them. Yeah. Yay.
Hey,
I only know the name of that film. It's on my watch list.
Oh, you might not have seen this one. A guy gets arrested but can't remember if he actually committed the crime or if he's just bad at making decisions.
Bad at making decisions.
Yeah. This is one that even I can't quite remember what happens in this film.
Okay.
It has Jude Law, Channing Tatum, Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Oh, okay. It's good Channing Tatum. It's not Magic Mike.
Yeah, it's not that
one. Give me another hint. I'm gonna need another hint because I don't think I've seen this film.
I'm trying to think of what's a good hint with that. If I give you the description of the film, which is basically when Emily's problems continuing to haunt her, psychiatrist Jonathan Banks prescribes her a new drug. What follows only leads to her husband murder, but also threatens to ruin Jonathan's career. So basically, she's taking pills What comes along with taking pills? What happens when you take pills? They may make you good, but you might have some
bad intent, bad after effects,
so close.
feelings.
You might have some. When you take a pill, you might. Oh, it's like, oh, this is really good, but you're gonna have like a headache. What would that be?
Side effects.
Hey.
Is that what it's called?
Side effects. Yeah.
Side effects.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it. I'm so good at this.
A dude catches a deadly virus, and suddenly everyone in the world starts freaking out. This was basically like that film.
It's Contagion.
Yeah.
It's the COVID movie.
It's the COVID movie before COVID came out, and it's kind of freaky.
They don't wear masks in that. Is that the one where they don't wear masks and it's like
That's
really
the one they don't
like,
wear
come on,
masks
guys.
until the end.
yeah, come on, guys.
Until it's too late.
Like, come on.
Brothers decide to rob a racetrack because why not? Two brothers. Starring Daniel Craig, Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
What's his name? Kylo Ren.
What's his name? Adam Driver. I have seen this, and I can't remember what it's called.
Jack Quaid was also in it.
Yeah,
You were in
he?
it?
Oh,
Yeah.
God. I don't remember Jack Quaid being it, but I know
Sebastian
this
Stan
film.
was also in it.
Yeah, he was. I have seen it, Barry. Oh my God, I'm blanking on the title.
It's
I
a
know
name.
I've seen this film.
It's two L's.
Yeah. Oh, it's Logan Lucky, isn't it? Or yeah, Lucky Logan, one of those.
Yeah, Logan
Lucky.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Weird title for a movie that was surprisingly good. I liked it.
A group of people fight over drugs, but it turns out the war on drugs is a mess for everyone involved.
Magic Mike.
No, not quite. I'm trying to think. This is like this is a 2000 film. So very early on in his career.
Yep.
Had Michael Douglas,
Yeah.
Benicio del Toro, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Don Cheadle, Dennis Quaid. It's about drugs. What do you think drug people do to transport it?
Smuggling? Smugglers.
There's another name for it. Starts with a T.
Transporters. It's not
It's like
transporter.
close. It's kind of like if you're stuck with a whole bunch of other cars as well when you're driving your way to work, you know, you might run into some
Traffic jam?
Hey, is this called
Traffickers.
traffic?
Traffic? Oh, okay. Sure.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. And then a male stripper. But which Magic Mike is it? I'm more specific as to which one.
You
He's done
cannot
3.
pull that shit. There's 10 of those. Isn't it? Like, not happening. Not happening. We know which.
Yeah, it's just Magic Mike.
I didn't even need to guess that one. Yeah. Haven't seen any of them. Maybe I'm missing out.
Yeah, the first one's actually pretty good. Like, it is a pretty like good film. I haven't seen any of the other 2. 3. 5, 10. I just still can't get over that he did those films. I'm just like, what?
It feels like a weird course correction, but you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah. All right. Last
made
one.
a lot of money.
This was actually quite like was it well received? I can't remember. It's got Matt Damon in anyway.
Nice.
A corporate worker commits fraud, but then won't stop talking about corn.
What? Talking about corn. Corporate worker.
Mark Whitaker, an executive in Archer Daniel Midland, becomes the whistleblower by exposing the illegal tactics of the company. He goes through a series of problems.
Is it called the whistleblower?
Including a bipolar disorder. What would you also call someone that is a whistleblower?
Like a rat.
What
like a
would
snitch?
If you were trying to get information from them? What would they be? If you were
an informant.
Hey, he got it.
Yeah, I've definitely not seen that film either.
Yeah. I think
great at
that one
this.
actually might have been based on true events.
Probably. He did snitch about it.
Probably. He did snitch about it. I feel like that's something. Or like it's just based on like a
Wacky.
guy or something like that. But that is
probably.
it, everyone. That is the We Talk Film podcast. Thanks for coming out. And we'll catch you all next time in the next film we talk about. We love to talk about films. It's what we do. It's why we've been here now for almost 100 episodes.
long.
Well, almost 80 episodes. We're coming
Christ.
up there. We're coming up to 80. We're getting there. And soon it'll be 100.
Do we get to 100 and quit? Do we quit at 100?
Oh, no. We'll be around. 10 seasons. Tens millions of seasons. Forever. We in Talk Film forever.
Lord.
We talk film forever.